Myself, Vinod Panara, and today we discuss about loops. So, loop, that is iterative statement, and there are mainly two type of loop used in Python, that is for loop and while loop. So, in today lecture, we discuss about for loop and nested loop, and in next lecture we discuss about while loop. Okay, so if we want to execute a group of statement multiple time, then we should go for iterative statement. It means it this group of statement repeat for multiple time. Okay, and iterative statement, it means loop. There are mainly two type of loop. Python support two type of iterative statement. First one for loop and second while loop. So first one, that is for loop. If we want to execute some action on every element present in some sequence, then we should go for loop. And remember, sequence, that may be string or any other collection, for example list, tuple, etc. So if we want to execute some action on every element present in a sequence, then we should go for loop. So this action, that is executed on every element of sequence. Okay. Now syntax of for loop, that is first for x in a sequence. Now sequence, it is string or any other collection. So for x in a sequence, it means for every element of sequence, then body of program. So this particular action, that is for every element of sequence. Okay. Where sequence can be string or any other collection. Body will be executed for every element present in the sequence. So this is about for loop, and now we discuss example of for loop. So example number one, for example, S is equal to Rahul. S, that is one type of variable, and Rahul, that is one type of string. So S is a string variable because S contain string. Rahul, that is one type of string which is in between double quote or single quote. Okay. Now for X in a S, it means for every element present in a S one by one, print X. So first element, print first element, second element present in S, print second element, third element, print third element. So output of this simple program, that is first R, because R, that is first element in S, then small a, then small h, then U, and then L. So this is output of this simple program. Okay, so for loop, that is used to execute a one particular action on every element of sequence. Now same program that we discuss in PyCharm. So in a PyCharm, S is equal to Rahul. For X in S, print X. It means For every element present in a particular sequence, print element one by one. So output of this simple program, that is capital R A H U L. This is output of this particular program, simple program for loop. Okay. Now, second example, to display number from 0 to 4. To display number from 0 to a particular element, 0 to 4. Then simply for x in a range 5, range, that is one type of function, and range 5, it means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5. So for x in a range 5, print x. So if x is equal to 0, print 0, x is equal to 1, print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4. Okay, so output of this simple program, that is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, not 5, huh? And this same program we run in a PyCharm. So in a PyCharm, for x in a range 5, print x. So output of this simple program, that is output, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is output, huh? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple program. Okay. Now third example of for loop, that is to display odd number from 0 to 8. Odd number from 0 to 8. So for x in a range 9, why in range 9? Because range 9 means up to 8, not 9, huh? Number up to 8, not 9. So for x in a range 9, if x modulo divided by 2 is not equal to 0, it means if we divide x by 2, then we do not get remainder 0. It means odd number. Okay, so if x modulo divided by 2, that is not equal to 0, then it is odd number, then print x. So if this condition is satisfied, if x modulo divided by 2 is not equal to 0, if this condition is satisfied, then and then only print x, otherwise not. Okay, first x is equal to 0. Now 0 modulo divided by 2, this condition, that is not satisfied in 0. If x is equal to 1, then this condition is satisfied. If x is equal to 2, this condition not satisfied. So check this condition for every element present in a particular sequence. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So check this condition for every element. And if this condition is satisfied, then only print x. So we get output 1, then 3, then 5, then 7. So this is odd number from 0 to 8. Okay. And this same program we run in a PyCharm. So in PyCharm, for x in a range 9, if x modulo divided by 2, that is not equal to 0, then print x. So if we run this program, then we get output, that is 1, 3, 5 and 7. This is output, huh? 1, 3, 5 and 7. Odd number between 0 to 8. Okay. And next example of for loop, that is to print sum of number present inside list. List, that is one type of data structure which contain group of elements. So list is equal to evaluate input enter list. Here input, that is one type of function, and first sum is equal to 0. So for x in a list, it means for every element present in a list one by one, first, second, third, fourth, for x in list, then sum is equal to sum plus x. So we add second element in first, then third in this combine, and so on. So we add this all the element present in a list one by one, and we get answer print the sum is equal to sum. Okay. So output of this, first enter list, we enter list 10, 20, 30, 40 for element. Then we get the sum is equal to 100. Summation of all element of list. In the same program we run in a PyCharm. So in a PyCharm, same program, list is equal to evaluate input enter list, then sum is equal to 0. Then for x in a list, sum is equal to sum plus x. First initial value of sum, that is 0. So first this 0 value, that is here, and first element of list, that is here. So we get summation of these two. Then again second element of list here, and this sum value here. So this loop continue until we get last element of list. So we get total sum of all element of list, and last print the sum is equal to this final value here, sum. So the output of this program, that is if we run this program, then we get output first enter list, we enter list 10, 20, 30, 40, and then we get the sum is equal to 100. It means summation of all element of list. So this is about our fourth example of for loop. Now next topic, that is nested loop, and sometime we can take a loop inside another loop. So loop inside another loop, that is called nested loop. So there is one for loop, and inside this for loop there is another for loop. So that is called nested loop. Now example of nested loop, that is for I in range 2, and inside this for there is another for j in range 2. So first for I in range 2, and inside this for loop there is a for j in a range 2, and print I is equal to final answer of I, and j is equal to j. So first statement for I in range 2, it means 0 and 1, not 2. So value of I, that is 0 and 1. Now for I is equal to 0. Now second statement for j in range 2, it means value of j, that is 0 and 1. Okay, so first I is equal to 0, and we get j is equal to 0 and 1. So for I is equal to 0, we get two value of j. J is equal to 0 and j is equal to 1. So for I is equal to 0, we get j is equal to 0 and j is equal to 1. And second step, for I is equal to 1, Again we get j is equal to 0 and j is equal to 1. So output of this program, that is, for I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0. Then I is equal to 0 because this I not change, but j change because j, that is inside loop. So j is equal to 0 and j is equal to 1 for I is equal to 0. In second step, for I is equal to 1, we get j is equal to 0 and j is equal to 1. So this is about nested loop. Loop inside another loop. That is called nested loop. So this is about today lecture. In today lecture, we discuss about for loop and we discuss about some example of for loop, then nested loop. What do you mean by nested loop? Loop inside another loop. That is called nested loop. So this is about today lecture. Thank you. Thank you for today lecture.